And that point, man, you know what it's time to get into right now, right? The hot D.
Man, hot D, man. So
Ooh.
listen, guys, the first three episodes of House of the Dragon are out. So this is both, believe it or not, this is going to be our first non-anime talk. We do all type of pop culture stuff, but this is going to be the first different thing we dive into on the podcast. The first three episodes are out now on HBO Max, with episode four coming out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, which I will be watching split screen with whichever NFL game is going to be on. It'll probably be the Cowboys and Patriots Sunday Night
X.
Football. You already know. First
You,
week NFL.
you
Let's
know
get
that.
it.
You
Got
know.
CD Lamb and Dalton Schultz on my fantasy squad. Let's get it cracking.
We all know the
Uh,
Patriots gonna win this. Just gotta throw that in.
Most likely, yeah, facts. We most
But
likely not Patriots. The Bucks.
the Bucks, yeah, the Bucks,
Tom
the
Brady.
Bucks, the
Yeah,
Bucks.
I'm
The
getting it
the
confused
Patriots are
because
going
Tom
against
Brady. The
some
Dolphins,
of
I
the
think.
Dolphins. That's a dub. That's
Yeah,
a dub for them. Hopefully,
man, facts,
but
facts,
it's Tom Brady, man. You know how he coming.
man, facts. No, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about kind of like kind of give our thoughts and whatnot over the first three episodes, and then kind of what we, based off the kind of trailer and all that kind of stuff and what's happened, our prediction for what we will see still tomorrow night, because it's 11:46. I had to check there. Tomorrow night. Man, so you want to start it off 12, since you just recently finished watching.
Yeah, I will actually. So we're getting into it right now. If you guys are looking, we're getting into that hot D talk.
Hot D.
You know how it is. You gotta be burning. Wait, hold on.
Man. Like you said, I got my can't really see it because I got my stuff there, but I got my House Targaryen banner in the background. Can't really see it. I got stuff, little statues and whatnot, but it's there. It's there.
And as a person who did not watch Game of Thrones, I'm just throwing it out right now. Um, Watching this lead me up into Game of Thrones. I look at it, and it's weird when I say this, and you can correct me if I'm or chime in. It's definitely law. I look at this. I look at this show from Game of Thrones to House of Dragons as fairy tale,
Okay.
going from the full what's present to that episode 100, that 100 or day zero, whatever they did when they did the fairy guiders, how they talked about her past at the very end of it, and how her and then the demon, the other guy was walking around, something like that. I look at that inside that light, which makes me want to go back and watch House of God of Game of Thrones now. So
Oh, for sure, for sure.
it's a little connection I make with it. So it's still like an anime thing for me. It's just
Hmm.
more of a four dimensional anime.
I get you
Um,
mean. Different houses, different guild kind of
yeah,
stuff. Mm-hmm,
and then
mm-hmm.
it's about dragons, of course, and you can do the
Yeah,
thing. Only difference is incest.
I am dead, but yes, definitely
But
that. Yes.
turning this on and watching it for the first time was definitely interesting to see. I kind of I kind of knew of what goes on inside there when it comes to certain things because I'm always in a part of it. People who talk about it
Mm-hmm.
from Game of Thrones perspective and the whole
For sure.
Targaryen being like the main. Everybody knows how to ride a dragon and the Targaryens. We could tame them. We could do things like that with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Brought me into just understanding how do they keep that bloodline going, which led me into the whole incest thing. And I was like, makes sense. You're
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get with your niece and do this and that and keep the bloodline. It's a lot of funny stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the first episode, kids do not watch it. It is rated M for mature for a reason. Um, I was not expecting that.
Man,
I won't say it, but I wasn't expecting that.
man.
Um, just know he was getting down and busy.
Yeah, that's a lot of that.
Yeah, I can definitely see. But this looking at it right now from the first two episodes to the 2 year time skip, i.e., the third episode, has
Mm-hmm.
been very understandable. And when I watch things, I watch it. Like I watched it this
Man.
past week, and I understand what the hell is going on, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the daughter of the king's best friend, the Targaryen king's best friend, his daughter is now the queen. And seeing how that comes to play with things as like you're my best friend, but now you're my stepmom. You're my best friend, but now you're my father-in-law. This is my daughter, but now I'm dating your daughter. It's weird because if you're my father-in-law, this would be your daughter. It gets confusing.
Yeah.
So trying to make sure I keep the bloodlines going strong with that and understanding the connections was actually really dope. Coming into that third episode and seeing that they do have a son already that's 2 years old and is pregnant for another son that's coming out soon. I was just well, I'm guessing it's a boy, gonna be another boy. We'll probably find out next episode. Um, and seeing the fights that broke down, man, this is gonna be good. This is something
Man.
I'm really interested in now.
Man. So listen, man. So Game of Thrones, if you all do not know, Game of Thrones is by far my favorite TV show of all time.
Even beating out Teen Wolf.
That funny as I am there. No, listen. The ending, as we all know, was shit. Okay. I will not try and defend it in any way, shape, or form. The ending was terrible. I was highly disappointed. I believe it needed at least 10 episodes because things needed to have more time to develop because everything was just rushed. Everything needed more of a slow burn, which the series kind of had in earlier seasons, as we all know, which is when the season was at its peak. It obviously trailed off the last two seasons. So, with this show and them knowing the faults and mistakes that were made towards the end, but also with this show, this book is also done. So, you know everything that's going to happen and it's supposed to happen. The Game of Thrones shit, the book is still being written. And George R. R. Martin said the book ending is most likely not going to be like the show ending, as we can see why from the ratings of the final season. So yeah, with them knowing the mistakes that they made, I think this show is going to be strong, start to finish, no questions asked. The acting of all the characters have been amazing, but my favorite two standouts have been obviously Rhaenyra and Daemon. Those have been my favorite two characters, hands down. Every scene that they're in, they steal the floor. They're acting just amazing. Basically, in the third episode, Damon, what he didn't say a word. I don't believe the whole episode or anything, but you could feel what he was feeling basically in all the situations from when the guy brought the letter to when he was running out to the battlefield to when he went to the field to surrender to when he fought out when he was fighting to when he was running through the field to when he got to kind of trapped and whatnot to when the dragons came and basically like burned all the people up and his army came and then to when he ran in and killed crab feeder and came out, like you could feel everything that he was feeling without him having to say anything. So I've loved them. Standouts by far. I'm gonna be sad to see the young Rhaenyra leave. I believe they said in episode 6 is when we'll get the older version of her going forward. So we won't see her anymore, I guess, unless maybe they do like flashback scenes.
Fun fact:
Uh,
this
yeah,
Rhaenyra,
flashback scenes. So who knows? Hopefully, because I love her. She's been amazing as I've said. Um, It's been a Game of Thrones show through and through so far. Everything I come to love and expect from the first show is you're seeing it again. Um, the action, the dialogue, just love the dialogue, the conversations, and how they're had. Um, it's just I don't know something about the world of Westeros and how that how they go about doing it, how everything is set, and kind of the fantasy world realm with dragons and all that kind of stuff is just that that's the stuff I really rock with. But the acting, and I really like the dialogue, kind of like the old timey dialogue and whatnot, and how they portray that. It's been great. I've absolutely loved the show.
I just want to know one
Uh,
question: why do they have pugs in the show?
couldn't tell you. That's the first time we've seen one, and people are definitely talking about that on like Facebook and whatnot. So I couldn't tell you. I have no
Came out
idea.
of
There's
nowhere.
definitely dogs in there, but that's the first time I've seen a pug in there. Because they had like bloodhounds for like hunting and whatnot,
Yeah,
but that's the first time I've seen a dog like
and
that.
they also like came like the little coursers, the black ones with the little long thing. They had them inside there as well. When he
Mm-hmm.
took the spear finally, and first off, that spear was amazing. Even though it was a mop head on the spear, the little mop trippings, and they just dyed it red. That spear was dope, and that scene cutting open that little deer or that elk or whatever it is, that
Mm-hmm.
was dope.
Man, nah, for me, I love the scene with what everybody kept talking about. It was a white stag, and that's a good sign of, for the prince and all that kind of stuff for his birthday celebration and all that. But then they find a regular one when he's supposed to kill it for his son, but the white one was really out there. They really did see it, but it walked up to Rhaenyra instead. It's like, dog, she's the one who's supposed to be queen, bro. Don't
Crown her.
Man, listen, don't do her like y'all did Danny, bro. Like we can't keep making the same mistakes. We already know they're going to make mistakes based on uh history as they've told us in actual Game of Thrones. So
History
but
repeats
hey,
itself.
man, listen, man, she definitely deserves it, man. But we'll see what happens.
So, for somebody who's never watched it before, Game of Thrones before, watching this, it's a lot of intense moments. Like
Oh, for sure,
it's an hour long episode, which I'm cool with. I love that. The more
definitely.
content, the better. That's why I love watching like Supernatural and stuff like that. The more content, the better. Um, I can say you can see um the seriousness side of things, also the joking manner side as well, and the
Hmm.
playful manner. I'm 100% invested into this now. Um, I have to one day over the breaks or whatever, if I ever get a break from work, a long extended break, watch Game of Thrones.
Oh
I
man,
can only
listen,
watch 24 episodes a day, so I'm gonna see how far I get. If I can only watch 24
funny as
episodes a
hell.
day, moving in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that gets you what through almost 2.5 seasons if you did that shit because it's only 10 episodes a season until you get to the last one, and I think it's like
Eight,
six.
six.
Last one six. One, two,
They cut it
three,
short, right?
four, six. Yeah, six. Yeah, six. Huge mistake as I said earlier.
So as
But if you
so
want, no, I was gonna say if you want, you could pull up the if you could pull up the trailer on YouTube
the House of Dragons.
for episode 4 for the preview for
Ah,
the
got you.
one for tomorrow, and then we can watch that on here, and then we can kind of predict what we think is gonna happen, and then we'll end this podcast off with our predictions for what we think is gonna happen tomorrow, and we will know next Saturday if we were right, because I have no clue. I know shit is gonna start going downhill though. I do know that because that's the whole Dance of the Dragons element of the show is the civil war between the Targaryens.
All right, you ready for this?
Yep, let's get it.
I have discomforting news.
Who will it be? The brother? The daughter? Or the little princeling of 3?
From my blood come the prince that was promised. And his will be the song of ice and fire.
Oh damn! I already know what's gonna happen.
Man. Okay.
Bring
You
up
do
main
plan on
episode.
watching Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to dance around some shit, cause
No.
there's
Yeah,
some
you
stuff.
can hit it on. You can hit it still. Like I said, I Game of Thrones was already spoiled for me the whole time because I tell
Okay.
people all the time that they ruin it.
Okay. So first off, what I'm what I'm gonna talk about is how they talked about the prince who was promised, and his will be a song of ice and fire. So as we all know at this point, that's Jon Snow. Um,
Is it though? Because isn't this 100 years or so?
as Jon Snow, yeah. So that's crazy too. So the whole song of ice and fire thing was what they said was Aegon's dream. What he called a song of ice and fire, which is going to be the long night, which is what we eventually see in Game of Thrones season 8, episode 3, which we felt was gonna should have been maybe like a whole season, maybe at least three episodes or something like that. That's neither here nor there. So we do end up seeing that. But his dream, he thought essentially he was supposed. I believe he thought he was the one who. He thought he was supposed to fight basically the Night King and all that kind of stuff. But it turned out it was, I guess, the legend, his dream got passed down to kings and kings over time until it got to Viserys, and then he tells Rhaenyra because she's supposed to be the next queen. Funny thing about that is we know I don't know what happens, but I know she doesn't at the end of it all, she doesn't become queen. And that kind of spills into the whole Game of Thrones thing, how nobody knows about the fact that a Targaryen must be on the throne and to bring the realm together so they can fight the Night King, which is why when we get to Game of Thrones, we have a Baratheon on the seat, and then we have a Lannister on the seat, and everybody's trying to get together to fight the Night King and whatnot. But it's Jon Snow, the prince who was promised, who's really rallying everybody together to end up fighting the Night King. So like how they're setting seeds for that show and kind of making it relevant again, even after all this time. And was it 2-3 years since the finale and the terrible last season, so it's kind of shedding trying to shed a more positive light on it. So I'm interested in seeing how they talk about that. Um, interested in seeing what's going on with Damon having the crown and coming back to King's Landing, and the king, putting the sword in his chest and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So man, I'm who knows? Do they think he's gonna? They talked about him possibly betraying them. So do they think that maybe what he's coming back to do, and that's why he has the crown on to say like, "Hey, I did this and fought without your help. I should be the king," or I don't know where that's going. Hey,
How he destroyed the crab,
the
crab.
crab feeder.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I thought was mixed with like a fucking dragon at first. His
So
skin.
he got grayscale. So that's like some kind of fucking disease shit in their world. Mm-mm.
So it's basically a hobbit from Lord of the Rings.
Funny as hell. But he died from that shit though. Yeah, he died from that shit.
Wait, the person
So
he was
it's like,
fighting?
no, yeah, the one he was fighting the crab feeder, Damon. So he
The,
was fighting.
from
Damon was
that big
fighting the
war.
crab feeder.
That big war at the end of it when the dragon came through and the dude stood right there, sent people out.
The nigga he
Was
fought
that,
in the cave.
right, the one that he cut up. Cut
Yeah,
apart.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He had
Cool.
grayscale.
Yeah.
So that shit was it's like slowly spreading over his body and like killing his ass and whatnot.
Makes sense with it. Makes sense.
Man.
As you see,
As we seen on Shireen Baratheon and fucking Game of Thrones, except hers was cured, so it was only like in one spot on her face. But we saw there's a cure for that shit too, cause fucking Sam cured Sir in Game of Thrones. So like, hey, bringing that shit back.
Later on down the line, you can cure it.
Man, listen. Medicine gets better. I'm trying to tell you.
It's crazy because I see it happening and the light of I can see why there is no true Targaryen in the seat anymore. Because of the whole the queen that was like of his servants that be the Targaryen, the new queen of the Targaryens right now. How she's not really a Targaryen, she was like a servant or whatnot, and came inside this role. The off breeds that's happening there. I see her father playing like manipulative, inside of her head, like, yeah, we're gonna move this up so that I can take over one day, or we can, eliminate Targaryens off the throne, put ourselves inside this predicament now. That's just what I'm getting from it so far, because I know she's gonna be training with a boy. Should have two boys. So the first one you saying is Jon Snow.
No, that don't come till way later. He don't come till way later.
So yeah, so then what I was thinking and then again is the one that said the king to be whatever they have said inside of being one of the, it's something about three. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be three boys that end up happening there. They end up fighting as well as Rhaenyra and Daemon. So splitting off into three factors now, because I heard I don't know. I see the dragon up there, the House of Dragon. It's 3-headed, and then they said something about three just now inside the trailer.
No, they was talking about who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Daemon as the whatchamacallit, as the
successor?
Is it gonna be Daemon, Rhaenyra, or is it gonna be his firstborn son? Those are the three people they're talking about.
Okay, I was looking at it as in like it's going to be three sons that are born, and then they have to, those three sons along with Rhaenyra and Daemon have to fight it out and figure out which way they're going, the true Targaryen way, the tyrant Targaryen way, or the half-blooded breeds.
Now I know some of this, and I can give you a hint. It's gonna be two factions that go against each other.
I can't wait for this thing.
Man, yeah.
Like I said, I get hooked really fast. Shit, I don't do shit else. Shit.
Man, I was gonna say, like, if you during the very beginning, so this helps that I do know I don't know everything, but I do know some of the key points that happened earlier on, at least. Or kind of like the overall kind of story, but not like super specific details. Yeah. So like they said in the first episode, Jaehaerys knew the only thing that could destroy the House of the Dragon is itself. The whole show is basically a Targaryen civil war. So two factions of the Targaryen. So the Targaryen split down the middle into two factions, and they end up fighting against each other.
That's Daemon versus Rhaenyra, basically.
I don't know. Is it? Is that your prediction?
That's my prediction.
Okay.
But okay. I also seen the part inside there just now. Episode, was it 1 or episode 2? That Rhaenyra was talking to the uncle, and they kind of like hugged, and it was like kind of weird, awkward. First episode. We
When he
see
gave her the fucking necklace.
yes, and they snatched it back from her like, yeah, you want this? Psych. I think they're gonna be fucking inside the next episode. That was the hands on the wall.
That's what people think. That's definitely what people think. And then how they were talking about this is a vile accusation, a vile rumor. Whoever said this shit, I found him and I have his eyes and all that kind of stuff. It's like, hey, I don't know. Could it be? I listen. Cause that's basically what they saying. Like
but don't know, right?
She a virgin, huh?
But don't know.
Okay, listen. That scene, if it's them two, I have no clue. I honestly don't.
Okay.
I do not know. I don't know. So I'll be just as surprised as you. But some stuff later on in the future, I do know goes down. But this scene, I have no clue. I have no clue.
I was so
I'm just as excited as your ass to see what the fuck finna happen tomorrow night. Tonight, bro. I have no clue. I have no fucking idea.
Bro, it's going, man.
It's like that, man. It's the storytelling is like that. It's like, especially because George R. R. Martin's involved too.
The guy who makes
a lot more heavily than Game of Thrones. So yeah, it's like that.
Ain't George R. R. Martin the nigga who made Star Wars?
No, that's George Lucas.
Oh yeah, both George.
How funny as hell.
But I am
fat white Georges.
I am very excited for this episode though. Like,
facts.
I'm hyped. My homie read the book. I told him, don't spoil it. But I'm kind of like you right now when it comes to the.
I watch videos and whatnot.
Roles have reversed now.
Yeah, your facts. This is compared to One Piece. Yeah. I watch videos and whatnot about that shit for sure. Especially Emergency Awesome videos, his breakdowns after the episode come out. I definitely watch those like weekly. Got to.
Now we're gonna be Emergency too.
Funny as hell.
Not 2TO, but 2TWO. Not TOO. Remember 222.
Hell no. 222. No, it should definitely be good. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
That being said, woo, man.
Yeah, we went for a long time. How long has this been going?
Should we 2 hours?
2 hours almost right now, man. Yeah, so we got a nice long podcast for y'all. Hella content for y'all, man. Y'all should definitely enjoy this, John.
Yeah, they should. Hopefully my mic works.
Man. That like we told you earlier episodes. Listen, give us till episode 10. And we gonna have everything all should be good, and everything should be straight. We promise y'all. We working on it. We got it. But we making sure we coming out consistently on Saturdays for y'all for sure, and having the content up on YouTube by Monday for sure.
It's gonna be tough this Monday.
Facts. Because we got Sunday football is back, y'all. So
it will be up though.
We don't know. We'll work on these work on the days because this will be the first time we do a podcast and football comes out. So
yeah, and
we'll definitely get that schedule and figure it out, and then we'll get it on a consistent upload schedule for sure.
And you're looking at two guys who are very big into football, man.
Man, listen. Y'all heard that we was talking about Sunday Night Football, knowing the games, all that shit, and my fantasy players and who playing what games. Listen, bro, football. See, where you think 12-16 came from? Football, baby. Come on,
he got it on, man. He repping it, man.
Firecat Nation, baby.
It's a 12-16
from the mud. From the mud.
When he first started playing football for the first time.
Facts.
2009. I'll never forget it, man, because we didn't have a football team when I first came. So 2009, we didn't have enough players. Man, it's we will do our best to get with you guys information out by at least give me like a if it's not out Monday by 12:16, it'll be out. Yeah. If it's not out by Monday by noon 16. Just know that it'll be out there Tuesday, before the end of Tuesday. Um, we are pushing. We are pushing for the best when it comes to this. Definitely gonna get 2 broken down videos. I won't keep it all together. I'll put the House of the Dragon aside one category, get the anime category, go from there. But we running with it, baby. We said we're gonna do it, and we doing it.
Knowing this shit, man.
This took a while.
I appreciate y'all tuning in for sure.
Sure. Anybody who comes inside here that could just work with a hello, follow, or watch, whatnot, thank you. Again, go check out our Twitter page at the 1216. That's 1216 podcast. No, at 1216 podcast.
At 1216 podcast.
And then we're working on the audio version still of everything.
For sure, we definitely gonna get that up. The first place is that most likely gonna be is Spotify. I'm gonna talk to one of our homies and ask him to help me get all that shit figured out so we can get that shit up on there. But that will definitely be on there for sure.
In the upcoming weeks.
I will say we will have the Spotify up and running like clockwork by the week 5 episode. For sure. By the week 5 episode. So give me 2 weeks. We just coming out with episode 3. Give me 2 more weeks, and we'll have that rolling for just audio. And for those of you who check it out on YouTube, you can obviously see all the clips and whatnot that we. So it's a bonus if you watch it on YouTube. But if you can't watch it on YouTube and you're watching or listening on Spotify, we definitely appreciate it either way. Either way you tune in, it definitely helps. We appreciate it either way. Make sure if you're on YouTube, you like, comment, and subscribe.
And share.
Share too. Share on all your social medias and people who like pop culture stuff. As you see, we branching out from more than just anime, doing other pop culture stuff with House of the Dragon, with other potential shows. Maybe, like the MCU is really popular. I'm hugely into the MCU. 12 has been, I know, one of his favorite characters is about to come up in the one of the She-Hulk episodes soon coming up. My guy Daredevil, you feel me?
It's so baby.
We might dip our toes into the MCU at some point, because that is everly expanding and growing, as we've just seen from the D23 announcements. But yeah, got me going on and on, trying to end the podcast. Like I said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share on our social media, and we will see y'all in the next one.
We out with new one. 1216, we out.
Hell no.